What is up, guys? So today we're going to be predicting the 1.5 banners for Arknights Endfield Phase 1 and Phase 2, which is still some time away. I think we have like 2 weeks. There's going to be a live stream a few days before, but it's not like we have no information. We do have some teaser. So here's my short answer. The next banner after Lino, which is going to be Phase 1, is going to be Si, the Sui proxy. And then Phase 2 is going to be the male operator, the horse guy. Okay, so new information just dropped. They suddenly expedited their next version preview, and judging by the aesthetic and the colors, a lot of people are speculating that the next patch is going to involve the character Typhon, which is the Sarkaz archer. So my predictions got thrown into a wrench. I'm guessing it's going to be Operator Si and also Typhon, the Sarkaz archer. And the Imperial Guard Hongshan is probably going to be in the future, so a bit disappointing for a male enjoyer, but y'all will have more time to save now. And one more thing, there's also the possibility of the Imperial Guard of Hongshan, the male operator, to be like a 5-star, and then he just released next to the Operator Si or Typhon. So I'm not going to be very surprised if they just like make the male character a 5-star. Probably not going to be a 4-star, because 4-star usually all have the Enfield uniform on it. But be prepared for that possibility. So him being a 5-star can be a good thing and a bad thing. Most 5-stars in Enfield are actually quite good, so you don't have to worry too much. It's not like Honkai Star Rail 4-stars where they're barely a character. In Enfield, being a 5-star is pretty okay, and 5-star means that almost everyone can have him. And you're cheaper, and you just have to pull on whatever banner they give you. The only bad thing is there's no guaranteed for 5-star, but 5-star also just don't have like a time limit, so you will eventually get them the longer you play the game. So there's that. But that is my number one prediction. Now, other possibility include like maybe Si would be a solo banner, kind of like Zhang Fangyi, but probably not. I think they learned their lesson. The last time they did a long solo banner for Zhang Fangyi, the game ended up not doing too good. Even though Si is a super hype up character, not too sure whether her real popularity is really there yet. But she already has a lot of screen time. She has a lot of significant role in the latest story. It's basically 99% guaranteed to be her in the next banner after Lino. Now, there is an interesting thing about male operator is that the last time they did a male operator, which is the first one, which is Camille, it was quite successful. It was relatively very successful along with Contingency Contract. At that time, the game kind of had a soft revival. So I think they learned that male operators do work, and there are some good successes for it, which is why they're eager to do it again, which is good for them. Okay, now before I get into reruns, I'm gonna put up some more hopium potential. Since we don't have much information on the next patch just yet, it might not be any of the tease characters at all. It could even be Ardashir or Neferith. Now, I know this is extremely wishful thinking, but think about it. The game is pretty dry, the game is going quiet, and if you played the story, you would know that there are some things happening with Ardashir and Neferith. And apparently they're alive or dead, but they're most likely going to be alive, let's be real. They're not going to stay dead. Ardashir and Neferith are going to be extremely good for the health of the game. They're going to bring back a lot of popularity if they release them. I know this is some wishful thinking, but maybe they could tease Ardashir and Neferith after the next patch, maybe in 1.6. Or maybe they could be like at the end of the 1.x patch. So it might be all the way to like end of the year or next year. So those 5 characters are the 5 new characters that are possible, not counting any like suddenly new characters like Lino that are not a part of the main story. Okay, so wishful thinking aside, let's talk about the possibility of reruns. So this game has been half a year already, and there's only been really one rerun, which is not really a proper rerun. It's more of a 4-in-1 banner, and then you get to choose the one that you want when you guarantee it. If you remember, it was Levitain, it was Gilberta, and then it was 2 standard characters, Ardelia and Pugna Richnik. This banner was released during the second half of the Zhang Fangyi patch, so it was like 1.2. So we didn't have a rerun in 1.3 or 1.4. That's 2 patches without a rerun. If you look at other games like NTE, they're already rerunning the first 2 characters. So Enfield is actually very in need of some reruns. It has been long overdue. So I have 2 primary candidates that I think are going to rerun. One is one of the oldest character, and the other character is going to be the character that I think is the most likely going to be rerun, but it's not as old. So I'll start with the character that I think is going to rerun the most. And that character is Tong Tang. So Tong Tang is a 1.1 character. She was released right after Yvonne, so right after the launch version of the game. And Tong Tang was a cryo sub DPS. And turns out Tong Tang is really good. Currently, the best team right now also involves her, which is Arcane, Tong Tang, Saihi, and Lino. And Tong Tang was quite a popular character. She had like really good sales. I think she had like better sales than like Rosie. Tong Tang had a lot of fan art. She was one of the more social media buzz type of character. Her kit is extremely easy and simple and broken. You press E and then the cryo tornado just starts killing people. Her ultimate freezes time. So Tong Tang is actually one of the earlier units that's still really valuable today. It's like the opposite of power creep. She has gained in value over time. And the last time Tong Tang was on banner was a long time ago, like 1.1. That's all the way in like the early 2026. It's been a long time. So Tong Tang is going to be my number one guess, number one candidate if they rerun. And I know they haven't done a solo rerun banner yet, but I think this time they will do like a normal, typical solo Tong Tang rerun alongside with maybe... I don't think they will do the 4-in-1 rerun group banner rerun again. I think that was... They got some feedback. I don't think that was particularly popular among everyone. That rerun banner did not get much sales anyway. So I think if revenue is a priority, then rerunning Tong Tang makes sense. And up next, the next candidate, I think I already spoiled it, but it's the oldest character that has not been on banner at all. And that's going to be Yvonne. Now, Yvonne is going to be a bit interesting because Yvonne is not a very meta character right now. She does have a meta team, and that is going to be Yvonne, Tong Tang, Saihi, and Arcane. Support Arcane, Will Arcane. And if we're going to be honest, that's more of a Arcane carrying the Yvonne team. Not necessarily Yvonne is super crazy. Now, Yvonne is still a popular character. Her only real weakness is that her ultimate is very single target. She needs teammates. Her character design fan service might turn some people away. Her popularity has kind of fallen off lately. She hasn't played any role in the stories ever since her story quest or Valley 4, which is months already. Which is why I don't think she's the number one candidate for rerun, but they don't always have to rerun the most meta character anyway. So if I were to guess, I would say they might rerun Yvonne in the phase 1 and then Tong Tang in the phase 2. And then there's one last character that I think could have a rerun. And that character is going to be Rosie. Now, Rosie is quite meta. I think she's the best, one of the best physical and heat damage team. I think she's the only character that does both heat and physical. But for physical and heat, she's guaranteed to be the top tier. Rosie is quite a popular character, but not exactly the most popular character from the game. I think she's very popular among the Enfield community, not necessarily outside in the mainstream gacha space. So if you remember, Rosie banner was after Tong Tang banner. She's the newest among the two rerun candidates that I just told you, but she is still quite an old character that has not appeared on banner in quite a while. I would say that Rosie meta-wise is better than Yvonne, so I would not be surprised if they like rerun Tong Tang and Rosie. Kind of like a rerun of the 1.1 patch. The only problem with Rosie is that she wouldn't really work well with like the newer characters like Si or the electric male operator or the Sarkis archer. But I think it does make sense because after the Mifu and Camille banner, which is like 1.3, there are no like teammates for Camille. They rerun Levitain first and then they added Camille. So if you're a new player and you pull for Camille, you basically don't have a heat DPS. You don't have any of his best teammate for a long time. Unless you watch my video and play him as a main DPS or play him with Arcane. But that's another point. So Rosie, I think a high chance, but I think they would probably rerun Yvonne and Tong Tang first. So those are the three rerun candidates that I can think of. And I'll go through the other characters and tell you why I don't think they're going to be rerun anytime soon. Or not going to be rerun in the next patch. So first off, Levitain, she already had a rerun. So you can cross her out. Gilberta already has a rerun and that character is starting to get power crept bit by bit. So you can cross Gilberta out. After that, it was Yvonne, so rerun. Tong Tang, rerun. Rosie, rerun. After that is Zhang Fangyi. Now, once we get to Zhang Fangyi, that's like 1.2 already. So characters starting for 1.2 I think are not going to get a rerun. And especially Zhang Fangyi, which had the longest banner and also have her popularity overhyped. And she's a big reason on the game's initial content drought, so you can cross Zhang Fangyi out. There is a possibility if like the Imperial Hongshan, the electric mail operator, is a support to Zhang Fangyi, then I can see they rerun Zhang Fangyi with him. But I think Zhang Fangyi, her banner was already way too long. I think the players would get mad if we see Zhang Fangyi banner again. So you can cross Zhang Fangyi out. After that is 1.3, which is, the version that was before us, and that is Mifu and Camille. I don't think they're going to rerun Mifu and Camille. Other than them being new characters, I just think that don't have plans for physical team as of right now. And also for Camille, is also not a good sign for Camille mains because I don't think they're releasing any like Camille teammates or Camille if you miss Levitine. So there's that. And in case if they don't do like a solo rerun, normal rerun banners, they do the group rerun again, like the 4-in-1. I would guess they would put like Yvonne, Tong Tang, and Zhang Fangyi, and then either one of the standard characters in one banner, and then just make it like super long. So that's the final possibility I could think of. So looking at your pulling plan, start deciding which the next 3 characters you want, like Si, the horse guy, or Sarkis Archer. Like let's say you want the horse guy, then you probably might need to be looking into skipping Si. And then for reruns, if you really want Yvonne or Tang Tang or Zhang Fangyi, you can start saving and start grinding the dailies right now. Start planning ahead. Mifu and Camille, you can cross those out. Probably not happening. Probably not rerunning at all. And I just think they won't do group reruns, really. And I do have a suggestion for them. They should make like reruns like cheaper to guarantee. Like maybe instead of 120 pulls, just make it 100 pulls to guarantee. I feel like that would encourage people to roll for their reruns even more. And that is about it. Those are my predictions and forecasts. Let me know in the comments what y'all think 1.5 banners is going to be. And I'll see y'all next time.